Today, the 9th day of December 2020. And Sierra Leone be join other countries them for observe the International Anti-Corruption Day. This morning, the public relation officer for anti-corruption within a Radio Democracy 98.1. Some of we be able for listen, some of we not be able for listen, but we be get small time for put some of the things them, some of the conversation will be happen na Radio Democracy and we go can listen am just now. But for now, make we see waiting the COVID-19 status update say for today. Until yesterday, we be join Nakovac na airport, so you no go surprise if we get this number where the labs them analyze. The labs them analyze 819 tests them. 819 tests them, now in the labs them analyze. Out of that 819 day, 6 turn out for be positive. And the 6 will turn out for be positive now from Western area urban. I'm not surprised if tomorrow back we get a higher number because I don't know if they have a turnaround time now of 24 hours for say flight and can yesterday. Then today we get all the numbers here. But let's see what tomorrow holds for COVID-19 status updates. Because of the 6 new cases then, the cumulative confirmed positive case they reach now to 2,434. For the past 24 hours, nobody no lost in life to COVID-19. So we still stand at 74. The one them where they in isolation where they respond to treatment now 513. Like I said, from the start, when I be Sunday back we get 6 new cases. I think it's been a while where we not even get like Sunday. Within this week alone, we did trail now maybe 14 to 15 cases. And we not only to, we still get Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But yesterday we get 0. But let us see how the week go end. The cumulative recoveries now 1,847 because for the past 24 hours nobody no recover from coronavirus. However, we in quarantine number don't increase. Because we're getting 6 cases then, it don't increase. Now we see it don't reach 126. And inside that number there, the mayor of Freetown did it. Because the mayor of Freetown right now is self-isolate, is self-quarantine. Where Freetown can they get a number then 6, 3, 4, 6. All 10 Freetown. We need for adhere to COVID-19 measures them. The one that went on discharge from quarantine at 12,215. Let me see what happen now we neighbor them. Mano River Union countries for today, Sierra Leone get 6, Guinea get 19, Liberia get 0, Ivory Coast get 6, and that one they give a total number of 31. Numbers they don't increase now. Yeah. Cumulative death, Salon get 74, Guinea don't increase, Guinea don't reach now 79. 79 and Guinea don't reach now. Guinea don't increase by 3. Liberia 83, Ivory Coast 132, with a total number of 368. Number of people who lost their life to COVID-19 at the Mano River Union countries them. We pray say they want them away from Guinea and all the rest, then soul will rest in peace. Now the COVID-19 status updates that one day for today, Wednesday, the 9th of December. The 9th of December, na day where Salone join other country them for observe or celebrate the International Anti-Corruption Day. You the one that say, waiting we say they celebrate? Or you get so many questions that it's so difficult for you for talk about the celebration part. Because it look like say, now that one day be what happened this morning na Radio Democracy 98.1. Hey? Patrick Sandy, when the public relation officer, be the 98.1. 98.1 journalists them, we just they ask so many questions that in self say then get success stories them. Eh? Why they not go focus on the success stories now? And then just step a normal parliament, this, that, what's not. Okay. In case you not been there. Look like say we all need for consider now, but you need for pen paper and pen because the long small. Make we all consider na the barry. Make we can talk this talk. 2020 International Anti-Corruption Day. The interview be kind of tight for Patrick Sandy because him be camp for make we can know what anti-corruption don't do for we Sierra Leoneans them, the good work way they don't do. But however, the reporters them na 98 then we get something else for look at. But at the end of the day, we all agree waiting is say then don't get her. So we don't clap for them. But amidst that, a lot of questions the way I see beaucoup people don't ask back na Facebook about fighting corruption in Sierra Leone. Yes. They don't tell you about 25 billion. They don't tell you about another 2 billion. We know almost and we don't see the commissioner don't go give check to the president for just show say that money they get for end up na the consolidated fund. The president be don't tell me a long time ago say then go get a world-class diagnostic center at the country where we were able to point finger for say yes them money where anti-corruption gather na yanda na the money go. So today, being that we they celebrate the International Anti-Corruption Day, so then we get time for look inside we don't fight against corruption na Salone. Then count the perception survey and all those things. But we come by the perception survey. Me and you, we know how that particular area day of discussion be waka. But for now, make a count whose friend, make we hear waiting a get for we. Yes, whose friend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to to the listeners and viewers. This issue we then they celebrate today actually is very essential in any country. Waiting at the thing because of course we know say corruption a bad thing in any settings, whether it be in a household, a married or any institution, organization, government, among people or society as a whole. Not a good thing would help any country for develop. And within this corruption, we know say now with dishonesty they come. Anything when are fraudulent, we they convert for make you own, we not to you own in the right way. All NTR they conduct you own, we conduct yourself in terms of how you day, you work transparency. But waiting they work along corruption. The other part of the mirror, and transparency. Without transparency, day corruption not the day. So we'll get into what's there, transparency and the corruption. But the idea way then they do so today, of course, nothing where then we don't initiate for long. But within United Nations Development Program, they try for push all them country for recognize and today when I under United Nations, but the subgroup under United Nations Development Program. then they try for let them go make way the countries then go able for recover and get the integrity. In other words, for build forward so that they go get a better future. So they don't find out, say, it don't they embark for years. So then they emphasize on them every now and then for say corruption, and so, one for the see what they do, they get for begin, they give mark then so I couldn't go enable. So coming from that side now, we look at waiting today, then they start up with the corruption. They will Mr. Sandy, actually within our subject matter. First of all, the interview go see a little bit of a bully. I pick up sideway they talk say they don't try forget the religious council them. In other words, interfaith, who then get for go meet up in a cotton tree. See now then they go try for pray. All right, which is good. So in other words, they don't get recommendation then from people level they say, well, I try for involve the religious leaders then. Because they know say that then they preach to the people then they talk to the people then for change their own good attitude. All right, that's quite good. Because you will remember one thing, say, if that boy will be get that concussion, will be get that head injury, would then be asked, see, what for do pastor? What is the answer? He say, one for do pastor, go for let he go able for change mortal man there, for let him go be good. He said, because a day mortal man, he go learn how for do good. All right. Coming from that aspect, then now you go see, say, what he do first of all today, me I see him, he look very good for passing your message within your own way, we want for pass him, but now more of a bully. Because even when you look at the Quran, what in the Quran they tell you about justice. In other words, not for say injustice it do to the girl and that guy Musa, Mebele Musa, but there was a time when you not give them, then you're right. If we talk about religion, well, when they involve them, let them go, they ask for some advice for their own very self and also for the people then, because the religion they get for talk to them, and the religion get for talk to the people then. What we now the people will tell you so now left for do that, left for do this. You see, you look at I think Surah Al-Ma'idah, we now the fifth book inside the Quran, inside ayat 89, talk about social justice. And when you talk about social justice, in this aspect, I want to know justice over the interview where you do, so that we all before not able to get the information what we need for know. Say now this they don't do, and this progress they don't do in terms of investigation, but it override them, it emphasize, it highlight, they use and kind of make. But that side I will left that side too much. Just one for those two like they say, it's more of a bully and dictating. It do. But because even they try for portray, waiting at the good way they don't do, all they say they don't do good for recover $2.5 million, or equivalent to 25 billion leones, it's very good. They don't hold property them, what they say they're able for recover out of investigation, what they do, they get some property there what they don't hold in terms of recovering them, which is quite good. So you come out to the area where it is specified one thing them. So he say, he don't say now the corruption, the area where them they say a perception in as part of or them as the anti-corruption, the ACC then being tried for play a part for make up the strategies. Then was the implementation of that questionnaire or waiting and they go do for ask the people then that they been make the method for go ask the people then. All right, you come to that side there. So him he don't involve in making the method. I don't know how far he go in practice. He accept them because one thing I will be talking about between the parliament and the national, wherein because we me I pass exams, I don't go complain say the teacher he rogue me. But when I don't fail the exams, now me na the one who go cry say, well, now because of they don't go mark them, or they don't or the one that the vigilators and they rush or they don't do fair to the results. So here comes the parliament inside now, where in a part of in an area where a committee towards the parliament. He tried for able for disguise all the areas them, all the try for showing Now it kind of adjust the surface of wetin dey happen, and the surface, everybody don't see the surface of wetin don happen for quite a long. We all don't know say Paranio issue and this man issue, Tawa, the issue we don't dey for investigation. For sure now how far they don't go, all right, it might be say confidentiality, but it's not confidentiality in terms of when they come to the media and when in they try to pass a message where you say, well, this they don't do. Again, for sure, we the two parts of the coin, especially when it comes to we own settings, when are the local aspect. So all man go able for say, well, I will follow up waiting una they do or waiting una they try for come una don't alpha una don't go. When the people then get the opportunity for listening, because plenty people then they listen today and watch on through Facebook. So and you go suck say, well, now at the time this one will get for tell the people then that's go able for even help we all work. So that people then go able come to we as whistleblowers for give we the evidence where now reality evidence or in the try for say not to perception, or when you say perception and allegation not to fact. So it still bring the idea wherein it make we the go with still a perception for say, well, sometimes parents they don't do this. We don't see Tawa don't go big na parliament recently apologize then go back. The other man don't big, he don't go back. So it begin to make we it keep we in suspense until a time will reach when they make the decision, we not go able for know the decision when they come up with, then we just come with the final say. But the point where they try to say, when they talk about this sting operation and covert human resources, what you try for command, I will quote them. The covert human resources, them that's now waiting actually there in reality what somebody know they see, but it then they undercover. You see, that they don't see them, but they act undercover, just like an attitude, and say you covert attitude. Then at something what they in within you, where actually you only show them when the time comes. Or when they say you know football is a big play, when they put you in a field, and they say that they run, they say, oh, this man they run. So if you go say at the run, they don't go believe until they see in the runs. But this is an area where in an investigation we concern money, we don't complain, what people don't complain about development not there in the country for years. People are eager, and even that go even help all this peace when they talk about involving the youth. These are part of the things and what a kind of a recipe where you go add off to make enough peace. Because one before don't hear it, they say, oh well, now this they don't go so far. The document they will don't get, now so far we don't get. But it always is suspend we. It always suspend we. But it give you real figures of recovery, which is the good part of it. But here you get for come, you be on both sides, where you they come for come portray to the people that want our listeners or onlookers for letting go know what did they happen at the country. So that everybody go in suspense. Some people then go just get for come back. The news about the money, people that don't know see that we don't host them. People that we don't know see they don't see them. Even those on them to all man be no say then get to East and to Nakova, when they are to the general pass to Nakova for using as a quarantine or something, will not be no additionally. That might be maybe an added one. But what about the other things? They ask about the president, how far I don't go, well, then they honor him. Then they honor when they reach a certain stage, then go. When they ask them about this, you go say, okay, now this. The only sign no more way I feel say if before not able for help. Now the way we're in they try for talk and try for bring up the situation where in that one day actually now in they take give them money for, where then they sponsor them for do their work as then they do them, even though they say because of paperwork again, they're not able for meet up, waiting, then they able for do. The paperwork is saying they based on declaration and it look tedious for them. It don't look easy because of nothing where they get for look page to page, so that they will able for look into them. But it tell we back say, based on some of the perception where they don't get, and based on the information where they get, then they act on them. But when they ask them on the other, the same one they give for say, well, what's in these perceptions based on this side there now? When they say no, perception, not perception, not to an allegation, not to something we real. So in other words, they give we like a two parts of this, in fact, not two coin parts. They give we in a form of, they say it is good, it is bad at the same time. If it is bad, you get for say it is bad. Then if you get for say it is good because una don't do the work, una not able for recover. But salon, the way you don't date today, now just like way some people like they say, when the spider they make a web for like go catch animal they go eat, the only one they will suffer now the small insects them. Because the big animal no go able for go trap inside that cobweb. Because wait, we go break them. So that is sometimes what the law they happen in terms of the ACC to the layman. Now that one day he will look. Now for that other people they point say, oh well, then why they left them? Then why they shouldn't do? Or then why they didn't favor? Or now which point? Because they know they bring out the things the way that they bring them. Doing the work is quite good because then they do very good work. Because based on what they don't do so far, we they accredit them. We encourage them because then we don't get plenty at the table for them to be able to do. But if they not say it is tedious and then you have to the manpower, then the duty for Trump to put a response for them and talk say, well, we need so people that then we have to for involved. If not like how they say they involve the religious people then you find people that are reliable, then go come among the panel for them to go help them for look into some of this paperwork so that the work will go before. Because the longer they spend on some of these things there, the more they pay them. The more they get for pay people that will get for work on that team day. So that they try and wipe out the things that wouldn't be at floor, then go left with now, that case they will come on now, fresh case come. We send 4 people and then go work. So we get we young work mandate. But now they get for add more of the team for let them go work next year. Then they prolong them because they know how to ask the right people that would then get for involved for let them go beef up the team so the team will be able to be diverse, where they will able to look into some of these allegations then where they go from away. They ask them the method will be the talk say where they make undercover, like when they say undercover police or undercover somebody, they say, well, you know go work. He caught something where I just miss. I say this now something like in a day against their own area where they be say a kind of agent provocation. They provoke the agents them, to solicit. So okay, we know say the agent, but una get una own environment where una will look to how una own country day, una able for do and so una go able for bring up thing. Una not go able for go record, una not go pay anybody, but the method una they apply, that one day at the team. So I only hope say then go able for try beef up them team. I believe say now that area they then get problem of the team, boku. If they need money, when I try request to those who are helping them, and in the end, United Nations Development Fund, when they say the access and big money, but if they sponsor them based on the other group holding a UK now, then they try ask them. So then go try beef up them till they done with their case there. So they don't have fresh or wait for waiting a new one when they come. And that one is me on taking. Instead of delaying this thing, so the people will get perception. I thank you very much, and I hope say I'm going to take you to some of them tell what they say. May God bless the world. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome, sir.
Yes, Tony Ture Jones, waiting at your contribution today.
Yeah, good evening. Anti-corruption, we know say yes, when Ben Kelfala, the current boss, take over, and he gets so much energy and passion. You see the zeal way he gets, and they do very well. And even they rating the way they get right now as a result of them past success system way them don't gain. We now then the benchmark on for see how far we've come and who side we may be. You understand? But I think say they still get much more work for do. And the reason why they say they still get much more work because we're still seeing a lot of corruption happening. Somebody go say you get for talk, you get for be fact based, or you get for get evidences for support you allegation or whatever way you say. I mean, it's visible. We see right across, cut across, even the power supply who they always cry for. We're not for the USA or the delicate if not to corruption. Even the healthcare system who they talk about so. If we're not for the USA with this, so if not to corruption, they have to look into key areas. I'm not to say the areas then within the targets, they are not a key areas. They are not important. They're very important. You understand? But there are certain key areas that we I strongly believe say Boku Yuki or Boku on the hand. On that table games, then the way they play, they put so much resources, so much millions of leons or billions of leons. But the results what we get, the output or productivity what they yield from their investments and they or from their money then the way government they put. Now small we they see. Because if you check for many years, for 10, 15 years, or say decades, the amount of resources we've spent on certain areas that you understand, na salon, we know for the USA we did so. Then consider what we did. Then they go before, they not get anti-corruptions, but they have what they call checks and balances. If you guys say people in the work, not that they need a thief, but people in the work with integrity, because one thing where they make they able for deliver, because at the end of the day, there is that transparency. You understand? So anti-corruption, I'm not saying they not go 100% are able for fight the fight, but something then the way they say for able for fight for through government intervention, through government, how would they go forget government support, because certain areas then the way we say they can want for take stands, but again you get so many political interference. Like for example, that race business. We all know. Say so Adaba, we all know what happen. You understand? But it's like they're not gonna fight themselves, because definitely there is like they get your position, they get people that waiting on defense, and tomorrow at the end of the day, people that go out for quote those scenarios for say, oh look, now then it's the rest, and these are the people. It just goes hand die. Nobody no. So even though they are making plus, they're making some progress, but they still have some main things the way they happen where are facing them for to come up. But again, you have to look at the law and order in a salon. The law and order in terms of compliance rates, for me, I go say we below 50%. Because that country are waiting go make me when I eat candy or I do something, I take the plastic, I throw it inside me. I know even on the street, I put it inside me. Now, because of those law and order they're already in place. If I'm not saying there are strong laws, strong penalties, where they not even anti-corruption alone, you understand? Certain things then the people they're not going to do them. And that will make the fight easy for anti-corruption, because people don't know serious, they are strong laws. But even when anti-corruption, they go against some of those fights where we see, some then they lost them. Some then they even withdraw. Then they take they trace them back out of court. Because what you make, they're not able to get, for me, I can always say, they're not able to get the power still. Because if you get other areas, they lose. It's just like where you get a banusa, you keep ship them. You they keep the sheep or animal there. They get one small passage way open. So even when you get out them all you put them together, you get one big hole when I did the all the pass. And the big hole when I did the all the pass, basically, now like what you will say,
Yeah, allow let answer and call quick now the job. Say but not go foul, because you say go kanjis no for can do you own.
Yeah, excuse, I'm sorry for that. You understand? So when you look at all those scenarios where those challenges and within the face, you understand? It makes the fight very, very difficult, because maybe they expect the man, you understand? You get forgive me the strength. Okay, talk about the successes. You tell about your challenges, and you look about the opportunities. So we actually see where they are, waiting at them pitfalls them or challenge within the face, and outside with the fist they want for go. You understand? Because one area where me I really want to make anti-corruption they look at. You understand? Now the audit service reports, an officer they look at very well. An officer really then they follow on to letter, because if audit service they pull, because audit service now like the external auditors them, I know say most of those ministries then get the internal audit department, you understand? But when audit service go and do their audits and see say so many missing things there, because some actually probably not to money them we embezzle, but supporting documents are not there, and that thing that they raise eyebrows. You understand? Now, their case, then their ministry, then they for always, their cases, they for always be the number one prime document with them for use. One document with them for they go by, because all the ministry, then they way audit service, the audits, and the government's money and our taxpayers' money, and those funds them meant for develop salon, for develop some of those projects, certain things that we cry for. So me want them main Bible where them for take, where then they for be, they for absorb them immediately. We audit service done the audit reports with them publisher. They for take them right away from that and make sure say every ministry, department or agency or whatever, national government or parastatals or this, any pending issues where they on that thing they. You understand what I mean? Then for fight them out. That if all governments where they come and go, able for take the audit service report, because the service is doing the job. You understand? They're actually doing the job. Probably someone would go say, oh no, at times they're not such an area they need questionable. But the bulk of this suffering what they suffer. So look how many thousands of dollars, how many billions of leons where audit service will can say these are missing funds. They don't even see supporting documents, procurement, they fly out procurement protocols and this and that. So for in a nutshell, I feel say they still get a big fight. They still get a fight to fight. Even though they make grounds in the game plots or whatever, but the fight is still there. It's still there, Abraham. If we're not able to put corruption under control, Nasalo, we're not going to eradicate corruption totally. Definitely. That even in parts of the world, it day. But then we say, you know, but we care for fatal. We are invisible. You see them. And then they affect us out there, so they like today. We population small, just like we can now they talk every day. We population very small for make we suffer USA with it. And what to make we de USA with this so today? Now because of the same corruption they talk about. You know, and I mean, and so many things and they way. I'm not just one still the show. I'm not saying people in the way and get very important things them for say and for contribute. But if anti-corruption get for fight the fight, they get for be very, very robust. Especially with audit service reports, take camera and user. They have to be very, very robust.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Deborah.
All right. Make we read some of the messages them na Facebook till we get to a first call. We go come in. Dave Ketty say seriously, how much did Salon lose from hiring foreign judges? All of that money is now gone to other countries. The Auditor General's report is sufficient to do all these recoveries. We hear just now where Patrick Sandy tell we say from 2015 to 2018, then they look inside that Auditor General report day, and he say out of that Auditor General in report day, they don't recover 2 billion leons. Then they separate from that other one we be they talk about too. Then they separate. That's how it tell we just now. Michael Coker, they insist, they say most Sierra Leoneans, them, they're inherently corrupt. So for fights against corruption as alone, it's like where they claim collegial. Eh? Now they're gonna Harisoya Hill, that would a steep one. Or we go say Lester Peak. Which of the hills then we'll go and say Nine if you like say the claim. Eh? Yes, caller, your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, my name is Famoro Kuruma, the call from Algeria.
Yes, Famoro, you get 3 minutes.
Just because they try for talk about the perception so we see not just the allegation. So like then they try for tell we see even the scum we then get, credible for we. Because like if then they try for see not just a not just a allegation. So like the perceptions to be not just a allegation. So the same allegation goes to them, and they may not they start a good job because like waiting they may not start. We don't know why they not go implement the same thing, just like waiting they do to that poor teacher where they put some narcotics in 3. Some of them people them the way they say them pay the money. Why they not be exposed to the people them to the common man? Let everybody know say this now the politicians in this way anti-corruption me don't catch way they don't pay the money. So like then still they left them people them they so back we the layman they don't know. If them people them they come back second time for powers back, we take the same power back and over to them people them they. So not to the same corruption back there for happen. And finally then would they expose some of them people them they let everybody aware of them. Like how they expose that poacher. Let them put the same thing on. Because they may don't start and so let them continue waiting they may don't start. But I'm your contribution on that, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Oh, this is Francis on the call from Ohio. How are you, pal?
Good, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Triple A, excuse me. For first corruption in that country, they, as long as the head of the anti-corruption man is appointed by the president or by any other person, or directly they work with the president or the current government or any other past government, will not go ever succeed. I've been only talk on times without number. Some of those institutions, it will be independent. May I tell you, Ken Vola and Ken Farah, if that guy will be independent, that guy for work, I'm telling you, I know that guy there. But as long as he's been appointed by the president and approved by the parliamentarians, that's it, my brother. Will not go ever succeed. We will sit for talk like 100 years, nothing. Until that institution be independent. Yeah, don't be the talker. I say if you appoint somebody in anti-corruption that will be independent, all the governments give them money like $10 million. They say this is for life. That's corruption. We get that money there. Then we get them time. Say before you have 50 years until you die. They go see and continue to shape. But as long as some of those institutions get appointed by the president will go back tomorrow. It's still the president say the anti-corruption was in Osaka. I don't go work. Look what's in Mr. Johnson way about. No, look one example about the rest business. Look at the fact that I just say. In fact, well, because of political interference, you're not going to. It's right. Don't go to tell me say they appeal, they appeal the case back in the court. But it's like I said, I'm going to say forget about that. They forget about that. So it's every time for doing your own thing. Until the whole government come back and pull a day. You don't care again. That is supposed to be independent.
How?
You know,
How? When you say independent, how?
Fine. When you say independent, now enough will be appointed by the president.
So who that go appoint
It will be
them?
and the parliament. All the parliamentarians told them and they vote for that money.
You know, say if you come back, say parliament for appoint, because of the perception we don't already did in a parliament, and how they see right now the parliament and the kind of bulldoze way they happen there. I think say we will come back to the same thing they talk so back.
No, my brother. If the parliamentarians come together and they talk, votes together, votes, not to by parties and many votes, many select the person, but people they apply.
In parliament, you don't need to by parties and in we own parliament. Then they go out for sister.
Well, people will continue to say this, avoid, because continue to say this, my friend. I'm telling you. But many appoint somebody who not to know, belongs to no political party. When they make a retired judge or a retired somebody, or people, they make people in the country, they vote for them. Yes, they make people them. Governments come to spend the money they make them by district. Any district they say 500 people. Any district they say 500 people or 100 people. Any district. Then give two contestants and then political. I mean, they will take play. Well, you can pay. If you don't see a judge, you get credibility. Apply, you can pay. They work for you. They work for you for lifetime. My brother. You go see I think they change. But if you don't do it also normal as well as I know what, brother. I mean, you get in a day.
All right, thank you very much, Francis.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yes, caller, you're live now. Here, your name and inside the call from, please.
This is not Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Mike, you get 3 minutes, sir.
I just want to say something, Francis. If now the Supreme Court now for be serious, if we be get serious Supreme Court na salon, and the Supreme Court for be appoint person like Ben Kafala for do that type of investigation. Yeah. But the Supreme Court themselves they're not serious. They're all the party the same thing. But I just want to ask a question. This consolidated fund, what do they say consolidated fund? All that all the money they go. Who do they investigate this consolidated fund? Who do they auditor? You know? They just they say when they put money there. How much money did they? You know, And then guy, me, anti-corruption, they're fake. You know, all right? Then guy, they're completely fake. Okay? They're not to fight corruption. Because they see exactly what they go on. Right? They know that they're muzzle. After they don't muzzle, it's over with. You know? The people that will go pay their money, I want to give them receipts, say they pay the money for proof, saying they don't pay the money. You know, this all the interview will be over they listen to. They're not to interview. They're not just you just go for go showcase himself and what they don't do from the past. You know, that guy are fake, man. I never believe them guy. The only thing is all the people, all the politicians, all the anti-corruption people, they take we for granted. They take Salon people for granted. If you say we still full, that's so you know, the Salon people now wise up. If you say we still full, you know, but we're not full again. We see all things they do, all things they do, they see. Yeah. And I mean, contribution I no more. Let them try no more waiting in the part.
Thank you very much, Mike. Don't forget say anti-corruption and self then get success stories. Eh? They don't get that money. Even though a lot of we they ask about the money, they don't get that money. They'll call this caller. Yes, caller, I did live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please. You get the platform, sir. 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, anti-corruption, they not go down with the problem. You know, the thing is, which they don't do with all the success story there. If you compare to the one they will not do, you will see say the success story that to me probably not even 1%, or you know, even reach 1% compared to the one they will not do. All the money they are where they don't gather. Now 3 years don't go so. We not see nothing here whether they talk about the money they are. Certain the problem is whether they talk about accountability, we not get accountability problem in that country there. We don't see side, NACOVAC don't think they don't begin to less the workforce. They not come and explain how much money they spend, how much they not spend. You don't see so many things that they don't talk about anti-corruption. Now we see the good after the number where they grade for. And a white man they say your best is not enough. You know? That means your best not enough. You just live for try for proof to the world. For let it reach they know they try, let it try. Let it try small. At least the fear they are around the among the ordinary people there, technically. The ordinary people afraid right now for anti-corruption, this, that. But the one that were there, now the immediate side, the front there, they are not in there afraid for anti-corruption because I believe they get way of means for cover the track there, where they know they, trace them. Because in the parliament, they for caution that people, if something will go wrong, if finally you call that person there to attention and ask and say, what thing they go on at your department? What thing they go on at your department? Explain to we. If not that, we'll say anti-corruption against you, let them investigate properly. But anti-corruption, if they're really ready for fight, they let forget there are many people that may not mention at this platform say, let them get a private investigator there, where they go undercover, where they work for anti-corruption. They can employ, that would bring some, they get some young detective there, salon, you get people there, young boys there, college students themselves, where they probably they take criminal justice. Begin use them guy there as part-time worker there. They use them. They go undercover. Bring out, let begin bring, if they really, to me, if they really, really mean for fight corruption, you dispatch these people from outside Wataki, Parliament, all sides of the institution, they dispatch, they can go there to be like anybody. They're not let for go say this, maybe they can go there to be a cleaner, or maybe they can go there, I don't want to go to detail because this some of them think they are security, wherever feel let them bring results there. If they suspect, say, corruption, they're not let, as soon as they suspect or allegation, the people rumor, They don't get rumor or failure or whistleblower. They don't say anything there. They dispatch them. They're undercover people there. It can be woman. It can be anything. We see anything in this country. Where they were FBI or whosoever they want to get you, they get you. You hide on the whole self like rabbit. They dig you out commodity. So if they try to do that, they begin catch some of them people there, then we will say yes, Salon ready for fight corruption. But as long as they think they are not they happen, the up front, we don't see Boku allegation from Ministry of Lights. Lance don't talk the Boku allegation. People they don't make all kind allegation. Parliament no able call them. Anti-corruption no able investigate them. Or find out what you go in your office, what you know to go in your office. Today, na so no more. Then we don't the Parliament they don't say like this. Somebody not come out, this, that, not. So they try. But that 1%, the success story, they will not go able to. He asked for talk. It's just like when you get picky. This picky, they do bad all the time. Then one day, you just do one way good or two good. Before you talk about the good first, now the bad first you mention because the bad number could pass the good. So you go, there's no way person they will talk about success story, they're not going to talk about the bad thing that what they do. That's all we get tonight.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Yes, caller, I live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yeah, good evening, Tripoli.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, Musa the call.
Yeah, Musa, you get 3 minutes.
Okay, long time. So, your contribution for this today is like this anti-corruption. Yeah, we don't hear you, and we don't see. Then they try. Because they don't collect some money. They really talk, so they don't collect 25 billion, 2 billion on property there. That's fine. And anti-corruption back don't go give the president check. That was some month ago. But that's a lot of money. But the problem is, most of the money they go. Because the president don't say, he can use that money for the big diagnosis center. From that time, they will not have nothing to go on for that hospital. So, yeah, that's fine. But what do we try to say? This corruption. For fight corruption, you get to be independent. You don't get to fight one side. You get to fight all over. Because once you fight other side has to wait. People in the see that you know go down, like especially Salon. So this thing where they do so for say, yeah, then they try really because they don't do effort. But then get for do corruption across the board. No, there's no secret cows. But if you then say now one part in the Fed, because if you see, I will the listing I think 2 weeks ago, then call Anthony General, Minister of Justice, for this audit, for this. So I see the Candy John Keller will try action about this audit. Why they not do audit? Why they for give audit about 2018, 2019 until this year? They stop the guy and say no for ask question for that man. And if the Anthony General will talk, she say no, not now for them. Tell them say make them give audit. Why? If we sit down now, pass them common power before them the audit there. It means there's no transparency. And with the fight corruption, we get for be transparency and accountability. But if that to go on only one part, in saying the fight corruption, with the CES, would you not pass before the rest then with them give to the student then? We not see no head until on that. And so many things go on. You see, even this man self, this land minister self, he take people the land there, they go put the ticket to court, they go, they tell you yourself, they go. People they complain about this minister of land. They take people the land there, first give to people there, the kind of care, then the even the president serve the people they cry in a salon. Even we self say it affect me. All these things they go on, anti-corruption there, all them things there. They call this man, say what thing they go on because land belong to justice. People who don't get land for how many years? They can't know more, they can't crap and go get other portion. They go talk in the government to you. Fair with that. And even the parliament back. We don't hear so many things about the parliament. We say corruption they go on there. Even this honorable voting self tower, they suspended for nothing because the truth will not talk say for say corruption they go on. Anti-corruption not go there for the go investigate. None of that. So sometimes really, then they try because they say they fight corruption. But you can look out the way say for say, which are this corruption they go? Because if you don't get for fight, if you don't fight corruption across the board, for people they see say for say this not a partisan business for say this now for everybody in Assam. Then go make see corruption could don't solve. But the way they fight corruption like that, I don't think this is just like energy wasted, no work done. To be honest with you. And what are they trying to say back? This money back when they say they don't collect. Because they really this and need to talk to for say now for people of Sierra Leone. This will not see no impact. They make no impact for Sierra Leone people there. Because when they just give the money, the president talks again for build diagnosis center or for hospital, the build and the money now we say in the Kerango, we don't know. People in the suffer in the country, make no impact. So what thing is actually for say now for the people of Sierra Leone. So in other way, like to be honest with these two parties, me are related with this Al-Hussein and Al-Hassan. These two parties then are the same people there, they just the full people there, but there's nothing they're doing. It's not just waste in the waste people there, the time. All them for enjoy the back who they even bring them, they no give no accountability, no transparency. I must pay them people there. If one fight corruption, now then think that everything we did do, every single thing they do, they get for key account. People know for say you're ready for fight corruption. But if you know the key account, you don't know how to fight corruption. It's just waste of time. This is not just a bollocks. Don't waste of time. They don't, but they didn't try to realize this. A lot of people no more food. We are no more food. You understand? So let them just do their own. But this corruption wouldn't say the fight. Me, I not see no sense on this. This is just waste of time of people there. So that's my own corruption, a contribution.
Okay, thank you very much, Musa.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, caller, you live on air. Your name and who side you call from, please.
Thank you. My name is Leone, and I call from the United Kingdom.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mina is Sierra Leonean. I'm glad you will not bring this topic about the anti-corruption. What me want to say is that if we look at the inception of the anti-corruption in Sierra Leone to present day anti-corruption, I think so many people will agree with me that the current anti-corruption under the leadership of Francis Ben Kelfala, they don't do a lot. Progress done they under this current anti-corruption leadership. So me want to give them very congratulations. The reason is that me when they talk, me na a anti-corruption specialist. I do my master's in anti-corruption at England here, and me na one of the first Sierra Leonean the way graduate under the Institute of Criminal Justice here, and I specialize as a counter-fraud specialist. The main problem when we see na the anti-corruption at Sierra Leone is the manpower. We anti-corruption at Sierra Leone, we not get a lot of specialist people in a specialist area. It just stand for example, if you dey take somebody will get BSc in agriculture, for make a go audit a medical practitioner for error way it don't make. It not go do anything progressive or come out with something progressive because not to an area that one day and you don't know much about that. So now the problem that's where we they get. Because we get so many government parastatals in Sierra Leone and ministries. And we need specialized people then for look into them. So when we call anti-corruption, we say anti-corruption, go audit the Ministry of Finance. Then send personnel and they will not get accounting background. How they will come out with reputable things then we go stand for the entire country. So now, to me, now the major problem that we are facing the government for address. Make we get specialized people then for work within the anti-corruption. It's just unfortunate me get a double master's in accounting and also in anti-corruption. I don't send my application several times. Well, waiting come out, they not get budget for employ people them and so on. So me go want say let the government or freedom them really strategize. Because for example in the United Kingdom here, we get the serious fraud office and so on. But all the institutions that they like serious fraud office and corruption, they are independent body from the judiciary, from the executive arms of government, from the administrative arms of government, in a parliament. So when anti-corruption they come for doing work, none of their institutions and they know they come for put more today. Now so we anti-corruption for day. So all that boils down again to the people of Sierra Leone and the will of the government, because for make any anti-corruption or any country succeed, it forget the will of the government. That is the government for come out for say themselves done ready for fight anti-corruption or corruption in the country. By so doing,
Lawrence, I want all you did quick. Since you say you get double masters and you know about anti-corruption, the rate at which you know say corruption embedded in every facet inside Sierra Leone, we don't turn corruption like the norm. You will go one try for be like really transparent and do waiting the book say, it go come against you, thinking to say you they do wrong. Because you get for do the corrupt practice for make that one day go be something way they all go able smile for. Now you say you don't send like you CV, don't write application, then say they're not able for pay you. I believe that's what it is. Say maybe the kind double masters and they kind tell we don't pack for there, they're not able to pay you. So is there in any way with all this thing where you get in you and you see how we country the work away, you go able to offer yourself small to anti-corruption, for for 1 week or 2 week like training for make you able to explain to them and say this now waiting me train for and this now waiting as you now they get wrong, even though I don't cancel on I but still yes I want give me service to owner.
My brother, if for any reason, even not a 1 or 2 weeks, even if it is a month, I go give myself free from a country wherein I go able for train personnel in the anti-corruption and other institutions. Because just look for example, if we look at the ministries and so we look at the other government parastatals, which central audit program they then get for audit their own institution like you see Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Energy and so on, we link to the anti-corruption. Nothing. You see? So if we come to that already today for offer myself, even like for example where if I say are they in the annual leave, I can able to take 1 month and help me country out. But if they not call you, you not come. I not even see they also say send me CV. I go and meet the commissioner for anti-corruption. I go with him, I talk with him. He say send me CV. I send him 110. I call him back. He say, oh, send him back. I send him back for the second time. But in a way, we cannot be like running like that.
Okay, I want make me you enter parliament. Yeah.
Okay.
Then get a perception survey. This survey don't come out where people and the thing to say parliament corrupt. And inside the survey, then we get for land back from a parliamentarian say yes, parliament corrupt, even though in don't after what you do, you don't take them back. But you get for tell we say the time the way this corruption can take place, now the time the way then can say, okay, the president don't gladdy for say this certain person for hold this position. So then people and the way they can go in a parliament, then get for good sit down and go answer questions them. Then get for ask them for document them for proof say waiting they say they do that live, then really do them. So because of that, some man can able for give brown envelope, make the question no more of them. Make them just get a smooth sale. Then other person say, where you come by this budget business, some man because you already approving budget, mean no question and book mean no cut. Now they save the pass brown envelope. But anti-corruption don't tell we say make unless people can come out and can talk say yes, me I be give brown envelope, now that time they then go able to do something in parliament. With your expertise, take win a parliament, how you go work with this perception survey we will get sir.
Okay, make a comfort for say for tell you say because when me write my dissertation in my masters, assess the anti-corruption in Sierra Leone. I take Sierra Leone as a case, Sierra Leone government as a case study. Okay, within the period of the inception of anti-corruption to 2015. So I do a lot of study there. If we talk about parliament corrupt, of course, now one institution that we corrupt, I can stand before them and say that. Because the problem is the corruption activity, not only parliament, but don't deny the country for very long time. And nothing they happen. Okay? So for example, you go see a parliamentarian wait time reach for make them offer job to a parastatal. Maybe he get a relation where they go take na job they then give them, where instead the benefit they, of which some of those things are exposed in society like the United Kingdom. So for MEC, we see say this brown envelope, not only parliament, now very, very other places and they, other ministries and they within, you get other parastatals. So there are many and it is endemic. The corruption of the country is endemic. Let's take, for example, we always say we country don't come out of war. During the war and after the war in Sierra Leone, the amount of money we go inside Sierra Leone was too much. So much so that for fine for make they use that money they for elevate with people them from poverty and so on. But yet still, it's very difficult because when Mandela in place na a position, the next way they can aid, oh yeah, then get for pull me there very soon and so on, make a try. So we get pressures them way individual people and then they face within the society in Sierra Leone. And that will cause people then for make them go inside corrupt practices and so on. The term when audit the British Parliament, you go surprised for say Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister Gordon Brown, with the others, even up to £1,000, they call them for pay. They call them for pay. But waiting the happen in we own society today, when they pull a minister or they ask ex-president for go face commission of inquiry. Now the same young people then and now the country, then they pass money then to them, give them and so on for let them demonstrate in the street. So because we people they know the education about corruption and not spread far yet. So we people they don't know the French president now in the go trial so. Last week he was there and so on. In Africa, we take people like Jacob Zuma. He was there. Nobody now go team up Vienna and they jump in the street. Why are all those things happening in our own countries and the same parliamentarians are sitting down watching it, say because of partisan and so on? You went into an office. It is not your own business. It is an office of responsibility. And at the end of the day, you have to give account, stewardship. That is how the country should be. But it's really, really sad. I will not take any amount from anti-corruption or parliament. I can go there and teach them or pass my little knowledge about corruption and how anti-corruption in a country should be run.
Now, I'll be just ask you just to say, if we're going to parliament now, with this perceptions of a way come out, then we go to parliament, then they put you in charge, say, do you, and this perception, Sovin, I don't come up with parliament. How are you going to carry out your operation in parliament?
Well, make them give me the invitation for go. I will be very much happy. I cannot say most of the things on here, but let them give me. Yeah, you don't get me number now. You can take me number, or you send an email to me, and make the way. I can do that.
All right. Yeah, you'll be there about to make another statement.
Yes. Another thing again, I want to say, because when we take another example, like the education sector. Today, you see parents, they cry, the whole government, they cry, say within Africa, we picking they not do well in things like Becker, in things like WAT examination. Sierra Leone had been the cradle of education within West Africa. And look how the other African countries, like Nigeria, one of the professors, the women teach me, where I do my first degree out of Sierra Leone. He's from Nigeria. He's a Nigerian, and he got his first degree at Frabe University. So he was very much happy because I was a foreign student, and I was one of those from Sierra Leone. So he was very, very much happy for relate with me. He said he's studying at Sierra Leone, and so they respect us very, very much. But today, why are our education not going through? You will see complaint in the past 3-4 years about leakages, the way they come out, parents and they buy paper, teachers and they sell paper. All those are forms of corruption. You see university teachers, they sleep with students for marks and so on. If you don't get somebody in the anti-corruption we specialize in education, how can they do a forensic audit on that? For come out, say, fish them out. These are because in Sierra Leone, for example, we do not have a CRB, that is a criminal record bureau. Whereas if they catch a teacher in malpractices, selling grade or receiving money from students, they ban him not to enter any academic environment again. We don't have that. It is a country wherein we go see parliamentarians go use money, they go if foolish any picking a street, tomorrow again, you go see them in another position. But if all these things are in place, I tell you, and the government ready, where they not say they catch this minister in doing this thing when a crime to the state, then for just fire and straight. And not say they take gun and shoot them, but it should be severely punished where the next minister go afraid say, I will not do this because if I do this, this is the penalty that will follow me. but we not get all the system then there. You see, the other term, I really love talking about corruption. The other term, I mean, really vexed way and say, oh, and some of the one that we don't take money from the nation, then we'll just call them back, let them bring them, some go come, then give off, and so on. Then go, they say, that is not all. It should not stop there, even though this is the first time we are having huge money like that. It should not stop stop there. It should not stop there. We have to have in our country severe penalty for those who breach the anti-corruption law in the country. You see, it's really interesting. I really wish I can go and get a podium for talking at Parliament and also pass keys to the anti-corruption because we look at the military also because they look at the Auditor General in reports, okay? I look, there is nothing about the military. But I'm telling you, corruption is going on in the military. You know, we also need to forget an institution where they audit anti-corruption and where they audit the Auditor General's office.
So how go call that institution the way they audit? Then 2 people in the week also.
Well, in one of my dissertation, one may write, say Sierra Leone forget a serious fraud office. A serious fraud office. That office can look into the activities of the anti-corruption. They look into the activities of the audit office, and they can also look into the activities of the judiciary and the administrative arms, which is Parliament. Because there is endemic corruption in our judiciary system, endemic corruption in the judiciary, not talking about the executive. Because if the executive is using its influence, I am not talking about previous or current executive, but the executive in our country, they do it. If they are using their influence in monopolizing the judiciary and the administrative arm, that is also a form of corruption. You see, so there should be an institution that audits the system and so on, but we do not have it in place.
All right, what thing will be your last word for today, sir?
Well, the last word is that I strongly believe that it is a starting point, but one day, corruption go down as alone. Corruption go down as alone, where we all put hands together, not by partisan, where they go all this person and say, oh, now because na SLPP, the all this person, oh, now because na APC. Corruption go down where we all put hands together. We come together for say corruption na a cancer. And the only way where you go solve cancer, like when somebody get cancer, a part they come out. If we all put on the country for fight corruption and support the institution where they fight corruption, corruption go down as alone.
Thank you very much, Lawrence.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
You go get me on labluseni@yahoo.com.
All right, sir.
LABluseni, LUSANIE @yahoo.com.
Noted, sir.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We don't talk about corruption. I'd say it's like my daily song. You know, I think maybe they think in this, yeah? Yeah. After I don't look inside how corruption then as alone and how the opposition and the ruling party then can always go against themselves when it comes to fighting against corruption. You know what me be think? Say I wish they can put now with law books. Say the political party where they come third and fourth The political party where they come third and fourth na the country. Let them give them that work day. For fight corruption na the country. Let them choose, na them go they in charge, make them choose who that go they serve as the capacity, but na then they oversee that political party day. Yeah. With this kind of salon okay. Let you see how then they go turn out. If the political party we can third and fourth they merge them together, say well, una they choose the head of anti-corruption. And now una they in charge of anti-corruption at the country. Hey, the ruling party, the immediate opposition, then they know where. Because you know what you do? Then third and fourth then go they try for clean so that people then go see say then get work for making themselves go take that position there. I see Tony say no, we say then go compromise. So because at the end of the day, if they not deliver, when next election come, if we know say they not deliver, they not go candidate again. And trust me, that's the only way when me feel to say I might be wrong. Like how you see Tony say then go compromise. That's the only way when me feel to say we go able for empower the third and fourth parties them na the country for make them get themselves get side for team up strong. Because right now a lot of people they point to Francis Ben Kaifala he not go do better because na President Leone appoint him. So if the third and fourth party na they able for choose. I see people do not trust the politicians there anymore. Because people then just say, just because they are politicians, then go compromise. Then get to side and go meet up. But me want for make you also look say, some of these people waiting at that third and fourth who feel say no go ever accommodate. They want go na number one. And we all know say anybody who fight corruption na salon, anybody who make a mark na salon fighting corruption. Salon people then go see another way. Even though we the people them, we self the people them. Even though we self the people them, now we na corruption. Even okay now they say then for elect the person for be elected. So the person for being elected as an independent candidate, right? And so they say now. Because look can now for this conversation. Sometimes you want to say, Francis Ben Kefala, he's a young man, he's doing his thing, he work. Yes, then they own. Because we never get money we collect. But now we get money we collect. But the thing here is there are certain things in the way people in the field say for don't reach na anti-corruption in table for something for really don't come out. Look from where Honorable Tawa and Honorable Paranden case. Teto today, 2020, Teto today. We still said and they investigate that case day. Even the rest, Teto today. It's still a give we hope say then get for come with a press release for that race. So that's the problem where it hamper the fight against corruption. Even the way Patrick Sandy be they respond today, it hamper the fight against corruption. We all know say corruption the fight back. We all know that they say corruption because the kind of way don't they. You know, for don't show like cutting three safety lie. Any side way corruption link. Let them say now then go cut cutting three. if you fall down towards that old American embassy when like that, if you fall down towards the museum sign like that, if you fall down towards the petrol station, na NP like that, well, if you fall down towards Lockout building, like that too. So, with all in here, now they make people still a question anti-corruption, then fet. So, because they get the wire, even though they don't collect 20 billion, they don't collect 2 billion, they don't collect this, yes, it's fine. We're happy for that time. Make could clap for the Nayajis now. They collect motoka, they collect building, everything. But all in here, we then collect now from the previous. And from the previous. So what about the present? Now we say what about the present? You begin point by the thing in day. Then waiting don't go on. Michael Coker say Ingo agree with ACC say you not go indict somebody based on perception. You need for verify the evidence, which is true. Nobody in the know say, oh, triple ACC. I must tell you say me don't take brown envelope. So anti-corruption go I can say A triple A. Say A triple A. No. Fatma Tajabi say then let Adi Macaulay come back since Sierra Leone and not trust Benkefala. No, that's not what we are saying. Adi Macaulay, he don't serve in time, he don't go. But all in one day, GFK, waiting them he collect. Nothing. So we agree say they are collecting something, which is good for the country. Then they get back some of them. Now I make, if you go back to waiting me be saying na yeah, we then go come with Commission of Inquiry. I talk and I say all that money then they just empower anti-corruption. Na starting point. Who they buy them, then give you money. We buy them, then pay you money. Even this now by the COI. That's why I don't tell we say, the Ministry of Information tell we say, people and they we don't begin pay. Anti-corruption, self tell we say people and they don't begin pay. Well, we say now we want for see the names of them politicians, then they, where the name become up now the Commission of Inquiry, we don't begin for pay the money. We'll not see the names they hate. But don't not forget to 12 more days to the 90 days. Even though the appeals court state today in not open it for begin yeri this Commission of Inquiry case yet. You not open it for begin yeri. So the 90 days is going to elapse. Then what's next? Then anti-corruption begin go after them. On a CID or who's going to go after them? Then they go to court now. Who's judge will get for go sit down and say, okay, no, una hold on first bar. We get that case they don't kind of table, but we not get the date for them. We spend too much money on the Commission of Inquiry. And waiting at the total, say for they don't get up, the one that we don't agree for go pay per Commission of Inquiry, we not sabi it. If you check back, 2018, the first check where the commissioner go get to President be where say they put on the consolidated fund. Now from 2018, no. And at that 2018, then the president back be tell we say then they build a diagnostic center. The girl knock it before you say you turn dirty. So all what they talk so it give stumbling block to the fight against corruption. Because the people we get question against the fight, now then side they then the grip. Now this side they then the grip for say, oh look this. But again, you know go tell me say I should not ask question about that. Just like waiting me happening at the studio this morning with Patrick Sandy and the host them. Because today, not almost we don't go 2.5. Now the other half pattern we run down so. We Ulan say up to 90% parliamentarian and they don't declare their assets. Even though anti-corruption begin deadline, we make them teachers then. We go to line. We all remember now, yeah? The teachers then go to line for make because they say they not be no would have be no saying they category 7 or not category 7, it not be no so now so then go bunch for to line for declare waiting then get. Say that what commander will say waiting teacher get for declare. They say I like you not get nothing, go declare. Go declare say you not get nothing a declaration than the not to pass you get something. But stay now, we are say parliamentarians them not to all on declare the assets. So you don't see outside people and still a question the fight against corruption. Will be safe now. Then teachers and they not be declared the asset. Then other one the way fall around the kid that will not be declared the asset. Anti-corruption for don't deal with today. And then tell we say anti-corruption be don't tell we say if we don't give the parliamentarian and even deadline. It give them deadline say if they not agree, then go make let them withhold their salary. Even to the ministers then they say they go make let them withhold their salaries. Then do No, they not do They not do Who their salary then withhold for not declaring? Anti-corruption, they do good work. Yes. But a lot of people, they call them cherry picking. So then they pick side and they chase after. Then they pick side, then they turn blind eyes. Lawrence, they say if a minister is going out of hand and the people they call on anti-corruption, it should be investigated. Okay, let's just use as a case study the Minister of Lands. Hey, a boku video down the way it don't make for say when you get case with you, if you and you go na court now you yourself now you go answer yourself day. Has he ever been called to order? The one green term where Parliament call and force, he denied and he say no goody. Now the Attorney General write a letter say, Paddy man, if Parliament call you not agree go, me self I go take action against you. Now they tell goody. We go to Parliament. What the Parliament say? Not to clap and end up clap for and say they do a fantastic job. So how it's like who side we the people they see and who side the Parliament is in are two different sides. It happened. Parliament call and for say refuse. We do a program now yeah, where as even before that perception survey come out, if you could remember. Now yeah, we do a program where I say what to make them ministers they know they respect the parliamentarians them. Not tutti na the perception survey come out. Not tutti na honorable Indolo give out talk. Even though he don't go apologize. But honorable Tawa, until the name implies, so he is still the Tawa. But in Sierra Leone, now so everything go like this under the carpet. We forget self-sedenting and maybe that happen. They don't forget about this Paran, Honorable Paran and Honorable Tawaden case. They don't forget about her. They don't forget about her. Now one more way ask her, she asks her and say, we don't the investigation. But they know they can't give no updates until you ask. So waiting the happen with that case today. Don't they say we don't know. But this case has a fitranga. I say some of the case, some of that one they get for lead to up the provinces all. I thought anti-corruption they all say. I will tell us say something. Inky wonder why all they cry. Now then put them deal. When election come, they're not satisfied. Una go vote them out. Tony they asking the update on the Rice saga. Yes, today Patrick Sandy tell you say no worry no more. He say no worry. No worry. Then they come. Then they give you updates. But we all know with we own. That small sense they forget. I remember the other time Patrick Sandy be doing AYV, and they ask and say, the president don't reinstate this man. They don't put him back Usai Binde. You feel say what yourself? You say, well, they're not getting the authority for question the president. So if the president don't put the man back, but then no say then they do them work. If I play the audio now with Patrick Sandy be tell we trade. If I play now, what in them go do? How much months don't go so now? If election time and they cancel. The only time we don't go pram. The only time they go pram Timbo, the minister. The only time they go pram. Now if you want come back say you want be flag bearer, then go jack it out one day. Now this time just anger na head. Let the guy work Alexei Freeman. Wait, next election come. We then say, oh, let come say, okay, he still want be the flag bearer for contest with the president. And they say, go no say, a bigger case na anti-corruption. And go you be that arrest para. You go ask. I am a salon. Salon. I am na salon. Na enga for her. Musa Conte say, he say, no, Mr. Speaker, he say, just may I put hand, no go end corruption. Corruption could be minimized only with true leadership. A leadership who can create at least 80% jobs for the majority of the citizens. With employment, the corrupted minds in the country will be independent of corrupt politicians and corrupt systems. Afterwards, consequences for corruption have to be drastic. Okay. Musa Conte, based on what you say if they create jobs for the majority of the citizens with employment, the corrupted minds in the country will be independent of corrupt politicians and corrupt system. Lord go down attack sir. Lord go down attacking. The one they did in a work and they work with the other payroll. Lord go na the border crossing points them. Let we go na the border crossing point and the one they were corrupt, they are working. So the one they know they work, their own corruption is they corner. The one they work, where they inside the system where they work, they self corrupt. Where you go do business now offices them. Other than they call for brown envelope, other than they try for stall the system so that you go feel one kind way say, you need for give something for push the system, for push what you they after for make it go before. And the people the way they work. Now the one the way they work, so not to say that they're in unemployment, now they make corruption they boku. Because the one the way they work self corrupt. The politician know, then they work then corrupt. Because corruption, it don't be the norm. It don't be the norm. So it's difficult for make we break that norm day now. They tell you Nayana Saloon. Not to hear the other day we get but Victor Mengot we can explain to we. Waiting the traffic warden they do. We're not to in even then at the law books. But they are still doing it. Not to corruption, Andy. They say on the spot fine. We mean say, who side they meet you and they write the ticket. The ticket says you go pay 72 hours. Then say no, on the spot fine means say, now they for pay them. Is that not corruption? Is that not corruption? So, I be don't give you a test the last time. I want to give the same test back. Where you go salon, take small picking them where they play. Say make you get a pack of candy. Say make everybody take one. Put on a tray, give them. Say make all man take one. Not the deal. then make sure so you put enough. If not then 10, put like 30. Left and give them say let them take one. Then come back. They all go answer you say they don't take one. But search them pockets there. Search them. If you not go meet more than one day. Not to hear who they make fun. Even picking. You knock 'em. Then you get candy. They ask and say, who da knock you? The other person no cannot say the point. You don't see that they but can they take out they laugh. Okay. I will leave here. But I think I will try to forget Lawrence. I will maybe we'll see it. We will get according to the schedule. We'll go count Lawrence, Anthony again. Make we can talk. But Lawrence, you know, one talk. He say make them call him. Now not the problem now. That's not the problem. We will see. We count Lawrence. We can talk small. They get the time for make maybe after the program. If you sell the market fine, they go understand. Say then they miss a brain. Then go come and can offer on the position. But we don't get a start. We don't get a start. We have it right now. So we just need for perfect time, boost them up. Just like Will Lawrence, they say. Every army anti-corruption forget people that we qualify. If they say, now for go investigate now. The Scorpio squad, we will corruption with the Fed stance alone for meet you on the height. Now make them say parliament corrupt, then say, would I get evidence scouter? Would they say teacher, then they spy under, then make sneaky, then go catch them. Now they kind corruption, and they get for meet you and the thing. That's what Atalo police tell me. What I tell them say, now this person I suspect say, be they na the kakatoa this one I suspect say na then go broke na me pan body. And I say, well, we understand, but because nobody not see and way they do, we not go able to go all. Or push till they say the file loss. So inside the file loss, and then myself just left all thing. So now that one they know we sabi. If they say look person there and that traffic ward and look and they take money, they able to go team up and saying get the money then catch and boom and so catch on the height. Now that one they know sabi. So the big allejo there now, he acts. He acts for catch. So that's what anti-corruption say. They're not able to do that kind of way they do to the one in our streets. Musa Conte says that making call for true leadership and viable institution where it come to play, where they talk about say the one the way they already employed. And the one they not today. And the one they then corrupt, the one they went back on again then corrupt, everybody want dupe people. Look like this case where DJ Base they follow every Friday. I don't know, you get opportunity for listening this past Friday. I don't know if you don't get opportunity for listening. About that $240,000. Where some people in a salon then come up with a project. Then come up with this project, then they left salon, come out of salon, they can look for people who for sponsor the project. And maybe they target church them because they say they come out with an idea for make agricultural farm for their nuns, then where they people who they serve na the Catholic side where they retire so that they go get place for day, then go get if the project is fine, the first people who venture will get $240,000. Take tomorrow now. Today you done. Last week Friday, we get for count them people in there. Last week Friday, somebody else can represent the person in question. How did they end up? If you be listening, it's all like them said that brother for can intimidate all man force. He was so disrespectful to the people who they don't dupe. Eh? I don't know if you be listening. If you not listen back this Friday, yeah? Listen back this Friday. That kind of case stay for anti-corruption no tell me say another year about her. Eh? No tell me say another year about her more. In people that make fine projects, $6 million project and they right. Don't then say now, then they go and offend the people and then church then they target the people there. And they argue back say without them people out there all them money, then say without them people have us, the project still they go on. The project they go on. Who that name then they use? Who that in country name then they use? Now we country name na they work out in Sierra Leone. Then cow the people in a salon, then go show them land, then show them this, then show them that. The people themselves travel go, then begin pump money. How they pump money, nothing on they see. And then find out say, this Italic say we don't reach we Waterloo. But I tell you so when I give money back, well I that. I did go come. Fine case for anti-corruption. Because the people then they salon, the office, the name of the office, and then they salon. About outside the company register, outside not register, outside this. But anti-corruption for able that one day. But anti-corruption go say they not call Lendeo. But the name of Sierra Leone, and they drag so. Say 419ers, then they salon people and they do people and $240,000. A church. And the president back na Catholic, is done they dragging Catholic people. You know you it. Okay. Then they tower back. The people that they tower back then say, you imagine you don't dupe person in $240,000. You dey call her names back. You dey call her names. Eh? And big name them, the name them come up. Everybody can clear a name. Every Friday, one person go come for can clear a name. Say, no, me I not be yeri. Me na yeri no more yeri. I not suicide and give money. Me na all man now. Then the guy we come last week, they tell say why they call the thing a media. They not for out on the media. They try for bad mouth the project. You then all your money 240,000. You know, not to any kind of way for like getting money defend. According to the document, the person agrees say he go give them when they did the money back. Which means he defend other person for dupe so that he go give them where the money. Inside saloon. I will get anti-corruption. I tell you, I say, beaucoup case don't come now with table. Beaucoup don't come now with table. Eh? But waiting about corruption back. The other one about gold. Who then dupe the people, I think, $150,000. Now saloon back home. Because the commander the diaspora want do business, eh? Be careful, oh. We all want for help. But right now, the way how. And another thing, no, we go for car with the police press release. Maybe something to man now go do am. For we where they go salon this December. They complain why I don't get about thief motorcar. And say that the new trend that one day now in a salon. For thief motorcar. Eh? I was like, who's ten salon? Who's ten we begin all this? Eh? Who's ten we begin all this? Eh? And say that now, na the new one. So you where you go, where you park, you left open or you not park on a safe side. You facing a traffic warden then don't can tow you motorcar and go. You go fend until you no go see. Say that the new trend that one day now for thief motorcar. So you go salon this December. Be careful. You have to be careful. They want make you begin work out then steering lock then. You know, they force them papa then and then begin handy. Then they lock the steering. Eh? Because what you do then get something way, I don't know. I hope so not to end up each salon. No. Then we get that jammer. Where then they use for jamming your remote. You know they know say you cannot lock. Because some cars then they yes, where you lock them, they give you sound. They give you the click or the waiting safe. But sometimes then they some cars then they not they give you sound. Not they give you sound. So because of that, it can go. So then they jam you. You feel say you don't lock your car, you not lock it. And see they go side they go, then can then drive them away for you. This is another tip I just give you. But let's see. Tomorrow something because Sierra Leone police don't pull press release. You know, say every December they pull. For where they go, not for loud music, not for car. And where you go look there, all in 1965. I mean, they no one church here that safe. From 1965, now they didn't old. Eh? Oh, le fella just see what in Albert Lansana say now, yeah? He say corruption is dishonest behavior by those in position of power, such as managers of government officials. Corruption can include giving or accepting bribes or inappropriate gifts, double dealing, under the table transaction, manipulating elections, diverting funds, laundering money, and defrauding investors. That's not from Albert Lansana. My guy will say, well, now push button start now and go needle. Now need for the care go now as alone. Eh? They say because then they go for need the key. This baba is sat here, I don't block her. No, if you say I them for can't drag. I need to see this safe. Jiba MC Police Department and the worst institution for corruption as no, Sierra Police the owner. It ever hear them grumble. I beg. And they don't say who they don't accept and who self don't accept and say Sierra Police corrupt. So it's just the order of the day. Law just to continue. Lawrence they ask if the government gets an institution for monitor the minister and other institutions like the police, military. The minister until they get chief minister and then chief. Eh? I left here. I don't know. Daddy God. I only stress so no, let's see. Not to stress today. I'll take what I want. I'll look what I say. Well, I think tomorrow we'll go deal with Salon Police this time. Because the thing is so beaucoup. Eh? Because this peace commission, they don't bulldoze on a parliament, they don't pass her. APC walk out. Then they back look and they don't go na. Eh? Not how will be the talk say for make this peace commission go all water, they really need for work with everybody on board. Sure. They don't bulldoze, they don't pass, they don't done. Idea? I ain't no money I ain't go use for cut iron. Go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Triple say, tata.